Everybody, I'm Greg Fishel, and welcome to bonus weather video number 3 for this week. And the topic for today is how some nor'easters are born. Not all of them, but some of them. And we get blamed, our coast gets blamed for the miseries that many times go up and affect all the big cities like Baltimore, Washington, Philadelphia, New York, and Boston with heavy amounts of snow. It seems like that's been more of a rarity in recent years, but it still does happen. All right, so let's go on ahead and talk about the initial setup and then how things evolve over time. So let's take a look at a map of the central and eastern United States. And supposing we have a cold Arctic air mass that has dropped southward out of Canada and is now invading the plains and the Great Lakes and into the Ohio River Valley. At the same time, we have a permanent feature off the southeast coast of the United States, the Gulf Stream. It actually extends down along the east coast of Florida, but for the purposes of this illustration, I just put it along the coast of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. And obviously, the water temperatures in that Gulf Stream are very warm, even in the wintertime. Water temperatures can be up close to 70. So now, the cold air expands toward the east and gets out over the waters of the western Atlantic, right over top of the warm waters of the Gulf Stream. Now, this is my poor man's rendition of where land meets sea. Pardon my lack of artistic talents here. But basically, if you look at this from the side, we've got cold air over top of the land and over top of the water, initially, okay? However, the water temperatures, as I just mentioned, in the Gulf Stream and generally offshore are quite a bit warmer. And that warmth is transferred to the air above the water by a process called sensible heat flux, okay? So the cold air over the water is being moderated by this warm water, and eventually the air over that water transforms from being cold to fairly warm, okay? And what this does is that it sets up a boundary between warm air out over the ocean waters and cold air over the land. And so now we have a stationary front, okay, that is right along the coast. And then if a disturbance in the upper atmosphere comes along and lifts the air, you already have convergence going on along that front, wind convergence. And so you have vorticity that is being generated by that convergence or spin. And then if a disturbance in the upper atmosphere comes along and creates divergence aloft and convergence in the low levels over top of that front, it just increases the amount of vorticity. You get an area of low pressure that forms, it intensifies, moves up the coast, and dumps heavy snow on, again, the big cities of the mid-Atlantic and the north and east. Now, not all nor'easters form in exactly this fashion, but some do. And again, we get blamed for being the breeding ground for these storms that inflict misery or joy, if you're a snow lover, over the mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. Okay, that is bonus weather video number 3 for this week. I hope you found that at least mildly interesting. And that is it for now. So I hope you have a great Friday evening, a wonderful weekend, an even better weekend, is what I usually say. And we'll talk to you again on Monday. You all take care, folks. See you later.